Okay. Right. Very good morning. Yesterday, I got it wrong. I've watched Match of the Day and I've seen some things on Match of the Day I didn't agree with. Now, when we were playing yesterday, a lot of people have turned around and said, "Oh, morning, CJH. Yeah, I believed that we were going to win. Good morning, John." Now, here's the thing, right? Our squad of players, we have 12 players out injured. Now, I want you to remember this, 12 players. Our squad is 25 man. So you've got 25 in your squad. Now take 12 out. You've got to deal with that. And this is one of the things which we have to deal with until January. So our fringe players, the likes of that Miley, who came on yesterday, 17 years old, thrust into action, right? Now, one thing, where is it? Glad I give, Kieran Trippier, right? In England international. Let's be honest here. Let's be brutally honest. Our team that played yesterday didn't play the way they have played. The reason why is because 12 players, first team players in the squad. So it was a made up squad to play that game yesterday. And first half, what was the score? It was 0-0. So we were holding them back. Errors were made. That is true. That is very true. Errors were made. Now, do you want to know something, right? I have been following Newcastle United a very, very long time. Before the great Kevin Keegan first stepped foot as a player for us. I've seen the bad times, the really bad times, and beyond. Now, as I've stated in the description of this, many people are having a pop and a go. Our 25-man squad is down to the bare bones, the proper bare bones. We're having to play players we would normally send out on loan. And because of that, in the 68th minute, they got a goal. They got a goal because mistakes were made. Mistakes are made in football. It ain't a perfect sport. And here's the thing. Good morning, Rob. Thank you for coming in. Now, here's the thing, right? I've been following our club a long, long time. I've gone through the Keegan years when he was here as a player. I've gone through when he was manager. And we have had many things gone against us. After the takeover, they've come back in their droves to have a go at us. And I can't wait for January when we as a club can go back into the market. And I hope that we get decent quality to add to our squad. But not just that, I want to see other players who are actually part of the 25-man squad, who many of the fans, many of you have turned around and said aren't good enough. Shoot them out the door and then fill their place with very good quality. Because come January, that's the business end of the season. And because it's the business end of the season, we've got to be all hands at the pump. Now, yesterday, before yesterday's game, we were on an unbeaten streak. All unbeaten streaks got to come to an end. And ours was yesterday. If you take away the Borussia Dortmund games, we have kept on gaining points. Right, so what's it here? Not today. CJ, my sister told me to stay away while there's an investigation ongoing. Right, so let's have a little look. So yes, Rob, I love your channel, mate. I love sharing. The thing is, at the moment, I'm struggling, but it doesn't stop me doing what I'm doing. I may be tiny, minuscule compared to the rest, but it won't stop me because I believe in an honest approach to our club, and I expand from our club, Newcastle United, to other bits and pieces. Now, yesterday's game, again, people saying this and that about our performance yesterday. Our performance yesterday, I believe, was the best we could do. I think we have lost Miggy through a hamstring, or it might have just been a twinge on his hamstring. I don't know. But what you got to remember is this: out of our 25-man squad, we have to knuckle down. We're seventh this morning because of results, but we are still in the top 10. And that for a team who have 12 players injured. So that's what you got to take into account. It's not just on about, we can't just go out and bang the goals in left, right, and centre. Right, so Andy Hayes, he started chemo. Oh, yeah. Well, my ex, the reason why I left Newcastle, she went through chemo as well, and it is horrific. So, Andy Hayes, I wish you all the best, mate, in your recovery. It's not nice stuff, that chemo, not nice stuff at all. So I wish you all the best in your battle, and yeah, that's a strong battle your mate's taking on Ruben's team. Yeah, it is. Anyway, with our club, as we now are entering the busy period, all of our players, every single one of them, it's time to stand up to the plate. and say, yep, we had a bad day. Let's get back to business. Now, back to business is, as I've said quite a few times on my videos, on some of the 15-minute videos, etc., we need a system where the system comes from our training ground, where no cameras are watching. And Eddie needs to put this system in where it may be a hand gesture, it may be as you're running past the player, a little quick message to say we are changing from this formation to this formation. And if we can do that, we are going to, as I've said many, many times, we're going to bamboozle our opponents on the day. That's nice to hear, Rob. That is very nice to hear. I mean, my ex-partner, the reason why I left Newcastle, I didn't want to leave Newcastle, but I had no choice. And I'm now living in a beautiful part of the world. And my YouTube may be tiny. I may be a dot compared to the likes of your channel, Adam Pearson's channel, Newcastle Fans TV channel, and Magpie Channel TV. I may be just a smidge of a dot to you all, but I will not stop. This channel and my opinions will keep pushing forward. And that's the way, because I'm a strong believer in this honest opinion of our games, and that's what you get, an honest opinion. Because as I say, I have followed Newcastle for a very, very long time. I've seen times where we have had relegation, and it is the bitterest pill, but that's all gone. That's all in the past. What we've got now is momentum. We are in the top 10 of the Premier League. And the only problem we have right now at this moment in time is we are riddled with injuries. We do have players who were playing under SB, not going to say his name, just SB. And they played atrocious football. Eddie has came in with Jason Tyndall, and they have transformed us to where we are. Yes, all we can do is be there for them. I mean, I was with my partner for 5 years and went to the Freeman, where the Freeman consultant turned around and said to her, "You are in remission," which that's positive. So, good morning, so-called Geordie. Good morning. I think everybody was upset last night. But here's the thing, like I said right at the beginning. There's 12 players out injured. We lost another one yesterday. We lost Miggy. He had to be called off. I think it was 31 minutes he was called off with a slight tweak. And, you know, this is what happens in football. And, you know, I mean them. Yeah, they're me black jeans, which never made it to the era because, you know, it put so much on the era. I can't put them outside on the lane because it's foggy outside. Now, as I've said in this video, as I've said in other videos, for our club, Newcastle United, to move forward to better times, we have to do things our opponents are not expecting. And the best way to describe this is sometimes there is military displays where they change formations, they change ranks. Well, this is what our club have to do, Newcastle United. We have to be able to change at a moment's notice to say to our opponents, whoever they are, this is what we're going to do now. And I won't hammer our team because at the end of the day, we've got 12 players out. And they are 12 proper players. So we've got to deal with what's happening. Hydration, yes. Well, I had my minerals and vitamins this morning in a Shilajit drink, which tastes minging. It tastes absolutely minging, but it gives you energy, it gives you minerals, and it gives you vitamins. So, you know. Right, so what we got here? Did you know? Did you see? No, I didn't. The camera angle, which was on the BBC, only give you a little, and it was basically the way it showed you on BBC TV this morning. It was more Kieran Trippier speaking to the fan, and that was it. But I wouldn't give, even if I was at a match, I wouldn't shout abuse at a player. No, I wouldn't. The reason why I wouldn't shout abuse at any player is this. I started following Newcastle United before Kevin Keegan came. I've seen Gaza, Chris Waddle, John Anderson, and others play at St James's Park. Long before we had our stadium redone. I've seen the real bad times. And that's why. Because where we are at the moment and the injuries that we have at this moment in time, there ain't a thing you can do about it. Because until January comes around, there's nothing we can do. Not a thing. You know, you can't turn around to the physios of our club and say, wave your magic wand. Because that magic wand doesn't exist. It's like I was saying to my brother the other day, of the back injury I have, they can't wave a magic wand and poof, I'm fixed. It doesn't work that way. The same thing with our club. There is 12 players out injured, and nobody, not any of our fans, can turn around and say, oh, well, he can play. Because is that person they are talking about good enough? This is the Premier League we're talking about. We're not talking about like a lower league. This is the best of the best. And when you have 12 injuries to a 25-man squad, you've got to just get on with it. So, what was it? I'm still allowed a training ground. When are you due to meet up in Bristol, lads? Would love the chance to see you. Well, the thing is, I will be travelling to see John. Just not sure when. It all depends. And I will be back up at St James's. But I don't know when. Because here's the point. We have a ballot system at Newcastle United. Now, the ballot system, I think the ballot system should be dropped. My own personal opinion. Whether Amanda, me or Dad, Jamie, Yasser, Al-Rumian, and Darren Eales will do that, I haven't got a clue. But that's what I'm thinking. They need to drop the ballot system. Quick question for you all. Has there been any news considering the East Stand and the Gallagher? Has there been any news? Just want to know, because I'm in the Midlands. I do read the Chronicle, but I don't read it all the time. So you tell me. Because personally, I would take down our East Stand and rebuild it better. That's what I would do. But that's just my opinion. I wouldn't drop the pitch. Personally, I wouldn't drop the pitch. No. And I'll tell you why. Modern architecture, okay? We're paying for the best architects on planet Earth. Now, you just said, so-called Geordie, that drop the pitch. If you drop the pitch and you happen to be pitch side, I did a video at the match, pitch side. You drop that pitch lower down, your view, well, it ain't going to be the same. So I wouldn't do that. What I would do is I'd take the roof off the Gallagher completely and maybe a cantilever system to ensure the extra thousands of seats is firmly in place. That's what I would do. But I'm not in charge of it. And the other idea was completely made of glass, allowing non-season ticket holders to view from outside. Don't know. But They mentioned that for the East Stand having a glass section, but I don't think they should do a glass part for the East Stand. Personally speaking, I think they should take out Lees's Terrace and then rebuild Lees's Terrace somewhere else in the city. That's my own personal opinion. And, you know, if they do that brick by brick with specialists, then, yeah, all you're doing is you're moving it. I mean, if you look at it this way, right, it's grade 2 listed, yeah, and in this country, we don't have like major earthquakes, but if we did, and let's say there was splits in the road on Lisa's Terrace, they might think about doing it then. But like I say, Steve Wraith mentioned the other day they would move the ground. No. It wouldn't be Newcastle United anymore. Newcastle United, as long as I have lived, has been the bottom of Barrack Road onto Strawberry Place. That's where it has been, and that is its history, its lifeblood. If you moved the ground, it wouldn't be the same. It might look spectacular, but it wouldn't be the same. And when you hire in the best architects in the world, you're hiring the best minds. So that's my own opinion. See, the thing is, right, when you've got all the money in the world, any challenge you come across, you can fix. Any challenge. Now, if you are lower down the leagues and you're struggling, you've got a mountain to climb before you can do anything. We're not in that position, and we will never, ever be in that position because His Excellency Yasser al-Rumian will not allow that, and he won't allow that for the rest of time because he sees potential in our club. I see huge potential. I see trophies moving forward. And we haven't had a trophy since the first cup. I mean, you can't really class the winning the championship as a trophy, even though it is. You can't class it because, like the FA Cup, that's the oldest trophy. The Carabao Cup, where we nearly got our hands on it last year. Maybe this year is going to be different. But the hard work, I think, begins Monday morning to prepare those fringe players we have for first team action. Oh, John, right. They need to move Lees's Terrace. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's very true. English Heritage won't allow it. Hopefully, Keith Patterson could write a campaign again. I'll ask him next time I see him. So, yeah. It may be to apply pressure to English heritage. That needs to happen. It may be. Or it may be that when our directors are speaking to Newcastle City Council and to English Heritage, we can come up with a plan to meet halfway. I do know that it is possible to pull down carefully a grade 2 and then move it and then rebuild it exactly the same, because I've heard of it. Right, what we got here? Do I use any moisturizer? Yes. Show you. Okay. That was quick, wasn't it? Yeah. There you go. That is what I use. And this little thing here, that is a company. That's an American company. And when I drove the buses, it used to wind up them at the top. And I said to them in an interview, I turned around and I said, we're using an American system, traffic light system, on the dashboard. He went, yeah. I says, you're complaining about what I'm using in a video. He went, yeah, that's why you're here. I went, but we use an American system on our dashboard to get a bonus at the end of the month. And he went, what's your point? And I says, right, here's the point. America has states. I says, you're talking about us being careful drivers. And he went, yeah, we know that. I says, well, you're using an American system, and next county over is where that comes from. So the argument kind of made everybody in the room think, what? But very true. Spot on and true. Yes, it was. The bigwigs, yes. They absolutely hated what I was doing. But because my green road when I was at work was as low as it was, everybody was like in the hundreds. I was very low, which meant I got a bonus each month. And that bonus come the first week of December, you got a £65 bonus if you were dead low. So that was a Christmas bonus. But, you know, were them in London? Who was who in London? I was in London for the protest march. Yes, I was. Any update on the legal? No, the MP is speaking about that because of the time frame. But I am within the time frame, so we'll see. Rob, they are in a cage, and the cage is behind the screen. So, sorry, no. I will do a little 2-minute video, and I'll post that onto YouTube, so you can all see the birds. Well, my MP is the MP for Rushcliffe, and She's a very nice lady. I was one of 25 people that put her there. Oh. So, moving forward, our club, we need to be able to change on the pitch. And that change comes from the training ground. If we can do that and survive within the top 10 until January, then we have a positive mission from January up to the end of the season. I can do a video of the two birds. No problem with that. I just can't unhook because there's things plugged in to laptop which I'm using. So I can't do it on here. So I will do a video and show you them. And William, what are you doing? Oi! That's metal. Crazy. Anyway, to all of you who came in, next video, set it up so you can sit with the birds behind you. I can't do that because of the living room. See, that behind me weighs an absolute bloody ton. And that will always be behind me. And just so that those people, because there is a few who think things are CGI, watch. There you go. So now you know that ain't CGI. Okay? Because unbelievably, this year, people have turned around and says, oh, he's using CGI. Can't afford to use CGI. Right. Noticed your fans want to see the birds so it will gain subscribers. Rob, here is the honest thing to you. One YouTuber to another. John Sinclair's in here too. That's what this video is about. It's about that. The shirt. It ain't about the birds. It's about the shirt. That is what this is about. This live stream. Because I felt I had to come on and tell you. Because the reaction of fans, I think some of those fans aren't proper fans. I think they've come since our takeover. And, you know, at the end of the day, what's in the cabinet? It's mostly my mum's stuff, which I haven't got rid of yet. Haven't got rid of them because I've only just got the car. So there you go. I will have Newcastle memorabilia in there at some point. But to all of you beautiful people, We've been going 40 minutes. So I will bid you all a lovely day. It's foggy here, so you all have a lovely day wherever you are.